Hey guys, it's Amy here, back on this channel. Today's video is going to be my thrifting advice because I think I'm a pro, so I'm going to tell you guys how I thrift and kind of like tips and tricks to make it easier for you, cheaper, just all around a better experience. So my first advice, I kind of split this up into 5 different tips, and each tip kind of has like mini tips within it. So it's like 5 categories, and then each category has the tips. Is a better way to explain it. The first category is why should you shop at the thrift store to begin with, and I have a couple reasons for you. The first thing is that it saves money because thrifting is so cheap, you guys. Most of the time it's gonna be like especially if it's like designer items that you like somehow find at the thrift store, it's gonna be a fraction of the price. Usually they don't really look at the designer items and price them differently, so if you somehow luck out and find like a really nice piece, it's gonna be really cheap and you're gonna get your money out of it. The next one is it's more eco-friendly. If you buy stuff at thrift stores, it like keeps that stuff from getting thrown away. So if you buy less from fast fashion and buy more things from thrift stores, you're kind of stopping a lot of stuff from getting thrown away. So it's definitely a great way to kind of like slow down the way that the fashion industry works, kind of slowing down the process of how fast clothes are being made, produced, and then thrown away. And then the other one is charity, because a lot of thrift stores like Goodwill, Salvation Army are also charities, so you donate there and then some of the money that they make goes to like helping people in the community. So it's just another bonus tip. And then the last 2 things is that you can find really unique pieces that no one else will have, because if you go to Forever 21, chances are you're gonna find other people also wearing the same shirt you are. And then the last reason you should shop at thrift stores is that it's kind of like a game. It's a lot of fun to go and just look through all this stuff, and chances are you're gonna find something really cool, and it's just a lot of fun. It's almost like a game trying to sift through all these ugly sweaters, and then you find a really cute one. So that was the first category, kind of reasons you should shop at thrift stores. Now that you're convinced that you should go to a thrift store, what do you need to do? Like, where do you even start? So category 2 is where to shop. The first tip in this is to definitely go for local and smaller thrift stores, because they're usually going to be a lot cheaper. Things like Goodwill and Salvation Army, I've never shopped at one of those, but Savers, stores like that are going to charge you more because they're more widely known. It's something more people are typing into Google, so they probably have a lot more traffic and they can charge you a lot more. There's this thrift store that I found that is kind of closer than the Goodwill, but I never knew it was there. I went there once and I fell in love because all the stuff there is a lot cheaper than at Goodwill. It's like probably like at least half the price, and they have a way better selection. I don't know how they do it, but so definitely try to see if you can find smaller, more local ones, because they'll be cheaper and they might even have a better selection. Another tip on where you should shop, definitely go more outside of the city. I haven't been able to do this one as much because I live in a smaller city to begin with, so if I go outside of the city, it's just gonna be grass, so nothing to see there. But if you live in like LA or New York or bigger cities, I've heard that if you shop at thrift stores that are outside of the city, they're gonna be cheaper. Once again, because there's less traffic, so they have to charge a little bit less to get people to actually buy from them and come back again. So definitely try to see if you can go outside of your city and find, once again, smaller thrift stores from there. And then the last tip in where to shop, try to see if you can find like a thrift store where they go by weight. There's this Goodwill, not from my hometown, but I actually go to school in Minneapolis, and there's this thrift store in St. Paul, which is like same area. There's a Goodwill there where everything is by weight, and it is literally so awesome. I got so much stuff for $7, and I was like in heaven. It was so cool. But it's by weight, so you can get like 100 shirts and it'll be like $10. So definitely try to see if you can find one of those, especially if you're looking for like shirts and like lighter pieces, maybe like flannel, stuff like that. I got a really cute flannel, honestly so cheap compared to what it would have been if I would have went to a regular Goodwill. So now that you've found a thrift store to go to and you know where you're going, you got it into your GPS, what do you bring? Like, what are the supplies that you need to do a really good thrifting? The first tip for this is what do you wear, and I completely recommend wearing just a tank top and leggings, or maybe tank top and shorts, just something really easy that you can try things on top of what you're wearing, because this way you won't need to go to a dressing room. Because I'm super lazy and I hate going to dressing rooms. It's just I don't know, I don't like it. So wearing something like this will make it so that if I have pants I want to get I can try them off over the leggings. Flannels, you just put it on. Like if you're wearing a big chunky sweater, it's gonna be really hard to try things on. And some thrift stores don't even have dressing rooms, or if it's a busy day, it's gonna be a long wait for a dressing room, or just in general, it's just if you're too lazy. And then another thing is to bring an idea of what you want, but don't be too specific, because you can't go thinking I want a dark blue denim jacket with roses on the shoulders, because chances are you're not going to find that. But if you just go thinking that you really want like a denim jacket, you want some light washed skinny jeans or something like that, not getting too specific, but just having an idea of the kind of styles and the kind of looks you're going for, so that you're not just all over the place. Also try to not be too disappointed if you really wanted like a shirt like this and you end up not finding it in the right color, size, or like fit or something like that, because you have to remember that this is like a hodgepodge of a lot of different things, and there's just so much that you might not find exactly what you're looking for, but chances are you might find something else that you didn't even know that you were looking for, but because you had this like style slash like look in your mind, you kind of found something that fits it. That wasn't the specific piece of clothing, but it's like the style that you were going for. But also with this, try not to just go with nothing in mind, and the reason being, you're just gonna come home with a lot of cute things and you're not gonna wear any of it because it's not your style. So definitely have a style slash look in mind, but don't be too specific, because you might not find specific pieces, but just like color schemes and styles and fits. And then another stuff is to bring a usable bag, just because we're trying to be eco-friendly. So try to bring a bag that you can carry your stuff in, because a lot of times we'll have plastic bags and we're trying to stay away from that. And then another tip for this category, what you bring to thrift stores, definitely bring a friend, because we've all been there. You thought something was cute and then you wear it and people are like, what are you wearing? So definitely try to see if you can bring a friend, because it makes it a lot more fun, and then also you can like have a second eye on something, and it's a lot more fun that way. And then another, I thought this was kind of funny, but definitely bring a lot of time and energy, because thrifting is something that you should probably just spend the whole day doing, because it can be fun, but it can also be a lot of time. It can be pretty time consuming, because there's so much stuff to look through. You're probably gonna have a lot of duds before you actually find something cute. I'd say probably like 2 hours, at least an hour, to just like look through, try on everything, because you should definitely try things on to make sure they fit, and then like purchasing. So definitely give yourself a lot of time and energy so that you don't get frustrated and just leave the store because you couldn't find anything in 10 minutes. So the fourth kind of category is, what do you actually like pick up? Like while you're thrifting, like what do you look at, what do you pick up? The first tip for this is to look at the whole store. Even if you're a woman, a child, a baby, you're not thrifting by yourself if you're a baby, but definitely look at the whole store, look at all the categories. I definitely recommend going to the men's section even if you're a woman, because they have flannels. My favorite flannels are always from the men's section, and even like the kids section, like they always have something there that you might be into, because there's just so much at a thrift store and sometimes they mix things up. So definitely look at the whole store, because you might find something in a different section than you were expecting to. And then also when you're looking for things to pick up and like try on, look for specific colors. Like I said before, try to bring an aesthetic and style. So this also means colors if you're more into pastels, or if you're more into like black and white monochromatic, or if you're more into like black and white monochromatic colors, if you're into like super bright neon. If you have a specific color palette in mind, it'll make it so much easier when you're going through, especially thrift stores that color code. I love that so much because it makes my life a lot easier. So try to see if you can look for specific colors, and then also with that, look for certain prints and styles and necklines. That's what I do when I'm looking for shirts. I don't really like v-necks or like super deep cuts like that. I like just like your higher necklines is what I'm into, and definitely I've been super into mock necks. So when I go thrifting, I definitely look for those kinds of necklines, and I love plaid, so I always go to a flannel section and probably shouldn't, but I buy another flannel. Know what you're into and look for those specific necklines and styles and colors and like patterns. The next thing is, if something is a maybe, just put it in your pile, and when you try it on, then you'll definitely see whether or not you actually like it or not, because I feel like some people are too harsh. But if it's your color and style and all that and you're just not sure, maybe when you try it on, you'll see if it actually fits right. So definitely put everything in your cart, and then you can take things out later. That's exactly what I do, and I think it works out great because it's something that you need to be patient with. So try everything and then only take the things that you like. The last section is, what do you actually end up buying? You have all this stuff in your cart, you've tried everything on. What do you buy and what do you actually take home with you? The first one is, if it's high quality / expensive, I would probably buy it. And I don't mean like if it's ugly you don't like it, but if it's expensive you buy it anyway. If I like this shirt, like I like everything about it, and then I'll look at the tag and it's like a really high-end brand, I'm probably gonna buy it, because usually if something is like a designer brand, it's probably gonna be higher quality. Not always, I'm honestly not always, but usually it's not gonna be like a super cheaply made item, because they have to charge more for a reason. So if something is designer and you really like it, definitely buy it. The other one with like high quality, look at the material, because if it's like silk or something like that, or like 100% cotton, those are the things you're looking for, because if it's a nice material, then it's probably gonna last longer than like something super cheap. I'm gonna link down below what materials specifically are good and what materials you shouldn't buy, because the material is everything. When something is made with a high quality material, if it's sewn really well, then it's gonna last longer. And then the other one is timeless pieces, aka your basics. So if you find a really nice white t-shirt, buy it. If you find a great leather jacket, buy it. If you find really nice skinny jeans that are black or like dark denim, definitely buy it, because these are things that are not gonna go out of style. You're always gonna be you're gonna wear these things all the time. It's not just like a sparkly tiger print mini skirt, like that's definitely gonna go out of fashion like soon. But definitely if you find something that's like a basic or a really timeless piece, definitely buy it, because you're gonna get a lot of use out of it. Kind of opposite to this is experimental pieces. If you saw something online that you really wanted, but you are like hesitant to buy it because you don't know if you're gonna like it, those are the type of things you go to thrift stores to buy, because you're just trying it out. And if you end up not liking it too much, then now you know, and you won't like go out and purchase the $200 jacket you wanted to try out. So if you find something at a thrift store that you've been really wanting to try but you don't want to splurge on it, buy it at the thrift store, because it's gonna be pretty cheap and you're gonna save a lot of money. The next one is, only buy things that have no stains or rips, unless it's like a stain on like this part and you were gonna crop it, or if it's like a really small hole that you can like patch up and you know how to sew. But don't buy things just to sew unless you know you're gonna do it. And you should know yourself. You know you better than I do. I know I can't buy stuff like that because I'm not gonna sew it together. But if you know you're gonna do it, then buy it. But I'm just saying, why would you go through all this time to buy something just to fix it? So definitely only buy things that are easy to mend and you can move right out of the box. Or right out of the hanger, actually. So those were all my tips. I've been talking for almost 30 minutes, which is a lot. But if you guys enjoyed these tips, definitely subscribe, and then also comment down below what your favorite tip was and whether or not you've been convinced that you should go thrift shopping. So that was it for today's video on this channel. I would really like it a lot if you subscribe, because I'm trying to like do stuff on this channel. So definitely please subscribe.